Okay, hello everyone. Clap for our amazing, beautiful translators and welcome to this one-off call, investing in the stock market. Before we start this call, please, I have to announce this disclaimer. Whatever I mention here in this call is for your information, okay? So if I mention a stock that I just read about and then you buy it and put all your money in and then you lose it all, I'm not responsible because I'm not telling you what to buy. I'm trying to give you some background information what the stock market is. I want to show you the technical way of how to buy the stocks. And I think I would like to start with all the crazy points of views you have with the stock about the stock market and buying stocks. But please note, whatever you do after this call and whenever you invest money, start with an amount of money that you wouldn't even notice if you lost it. Okay? Do you all get that? You only start with an amount of money that you wouldn't even notice if you lost it. That gives you total freedom and ease with getting started on the stock market. Okay? Because only if you have absolutely no point of view, you will be able to reach out to those stocks that will grow over time. Instead of going into your head and trying to figure out what is the best stock to buy, I want to invite you into following your knowing. Okay. Money is a very heavy energy. It's probably as heavy as relationship, you know, finding the right guy, the right girl. How often are you blocking out your awareness because the looks match? Same with stocks. Don't go into your head. And this is actually the incredible benefits of the Access Consciousness tools that you can add to playing on the stock market. I think, Laura, is anyone here who has never heard of the clearing statement or the Access tools? Do we have some really newbies here?
We asked about 5 minutes before the call started. So there may be, I mean, we just ask again, just in case.
Okay, is there anyone who doesn't know the clearing statement or the tools of Access Consciousness? Good. Nobody. Okay, so before we get this all started, okay, everything you learned and heard about the stock market, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And everywhere where you thought becoming a millionaire through buying a penny stock on the stock market is just not part of this lifetime, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, POC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, who on this call has a trading account? Hands up. Who has a trading account? Good, I like it. Let me flip. Who has a trading account? And who of you goes like, it's not really my thing this lifetime? That, okay? If you think it doesn't apply to you, sorry, my dear friends, you are mistaken, because the stock market is open to everyone, to each and everyone. And if you get over the point of view that it's too complicated, that you don't know enough to really make big money, or that you are just not intelligent, maybe all of that is in English and you don't speak English, hint, hint to the translated languages, please destroy and uncreate it. Right, wrong, bad, POC, POC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. The stock market is available for everyone. And now in times of Google, there is nothing easier than finding out information, okay? And I will actually play that game with you. Whenever you have a question about the stock, I will ask you to Google it. And with our first question, Susan O'Malley, hello.
Hi, David. When you're talking about a trading account, is that different from like having money in mutual funds?
Well, a trading account, think of it, a trading account is an account that you can log in, you put the name of a stock in, and you can directly buy it on the stock market. Okay, there are open trading accounts where you yourself can trade, and then there are restricted trading accounts where you need to call a broker or a banker to actually place the order. So if you, let's start with that. If you don't have a trading account yet, the first thing you do, you open one. And the easiest thing to open a trading account is call your bank if you have a bank account with a bank, ask them, hey, do you offer online trading accounts? I want to start buying shares. This is how you get started. If you Google, and if you're in a country, and I remember I had this question in one of the lives I did when we promoted this call, a lady said that in her country, trading accounts are not allowed. Well, but guess what? Whenever there is a restriction or a rule, there are at least 5 ways around it. So what you do is you start Googling how to open a trading account in, and then you put the name of the country you live in. And don't go into, when you Google, and please, this applies to everything, especially in the stock market. When you Google something, the first 5 or 6 results on the Google search are always paid ads. Okay, so let's start with that. When you open a trading account and then you get all these ads where people tell you they do everything for you and they recommend you, and then if you bring more clients, then you get even a bonus. Please be aware of all these snowball schemes and Ponzi schemes and pyramid schemes. They are very, very, very popular in the trading market, and then they always sell you their products, and they all get high commissions for bringing new clients. A trading account is a bank account where you pay probably $5 fee per quarter, and you only pay fees when you buy shares. Okay, so please make sure you don't jump into the trap of one of those financial service providers, these guys who sell you insurances and sell you trading stuff. This is not a trading account, okay? So don't click on when it says ad on the left side when you Google something. Just a plain, simple trading account. Yes, Pona. You're on mute. Oh, yes, you're on mute.
Yeah,
now we can
now
hear you.
I'm not on mute. I just wanted to check with you. A trading account is different than a demat account with a broker, right?
Well, you can have a trading account with your broker. If you have a broker and you call the broker and say, hey, can you get me 15 shares from Apple and 5 Chevron, and then I probably want some United Airlines shares as well. If you can make these phone calls and then the broker buys it, then you're in the right space.
Perfect. That's exactly
Good.
what Thank you.
And please, that's what's a trading account. You choose what to buy. Whenever these, online platforms come and tell you buy this, and for every other client you bring, you get a 15% bonus. That's not what I'm talking about, okay? That might work for you. I know a lot of people that like these schemes. I personally don't, and this is not part of this call. We are talking about do-it-yourself trading, where you just need a platform where you can say, okay, this is this stock I want to buy. Let's go and buy it. Okay. So if you don't have one yet, Google it. Don't trap into into those ads where they sell you shit. And then we are ready to go. Let's start with the basics. What are shares? Okay, share trading on the stock market. Okay, a share is just a tiny little piece of ownership of a company. Okay, when a company is trading on the stock market, you can imagine like a big cake, and the company then cuts that cake into millions of tiny little slices. Okay, and the share is just a part of that company. So you actually become a tiny little owner of that company. So when you buy shares in Apple, you own part of Apple, okay? You become an owner. It's as easy as that. All shares, all companies who are listed on the stock market need to go through some financial review, okay? They have to submit to the financial authorities. What are they doing? They have to prove that they run a business. So once a company is publicly listed on a stock exchange market, the big ones are in London, in New York, in Sydney, in Singapore, in Frankfurt, in Paris. Stock markets are all over the world. But once a company is listed on the stock market, they went through this review, and then you can buy the stock online through your trading account. Okay. And the way the stock market is, you have probably heard stock market has a price, okay? So the same principle as everywhere in the world, the share price, the price of a stock is determined by the demand of it. How many people want this share, okay? So what is actually a real cool company? you can imagine the more people who want to be part of that company has to be amazing. Otherwise, nobody would want it. Okay. So a company that has a high share price is obviously, to really give you an overview, a simple overview, something cool. Okay. For example, Apple started at a share price, I think, of $5. Today, Apple has a share price of $170. The $5 when Apple started, they didn't have the iPhone yet. Okay. So Apple went on the stock market, the share price was around $5. Then Steve Jobs came back and came up with the iPhone and the iPad. And then the Apple share price skyrocketed, and since then it's in the area of 170. So the stock market is actually should be close to what the company is doing. Okay. So what does that mean for you as an investor? Okay. When you start buying shares, the same principle applies as should apply to life and living. It should be fun for you. Okay. So the first thing that you can take from this call is, hey, what cool stuff is out there? Okay. New inventions. Okay. Cool companies. Everything you like, you're interested in. If you go and say, okay, I need shares to prepare for my passive income because I don't want to work anymore, I'm not really sure if that energy will help you having fun and creating money on the shares. Okay, playing on the stock market should be fun. And if you truly have no point of view and allow yourself to follow the energy, what's fun for you, then you can make money. Okay, but it all starts with you. And hey, what would be fun for me? What am I interested in? Okay, so this is how I approach the stock market. And then when you go, okay, let's start. Where do I find this? Okay, we can play this game right now. If you have probably no idea what stock should I buy, where should I start? Okay, I can give you some examples, but you can actually start Googling. Okay, what cool technologies have you heard of? What cool technologies do you like? Maybe what outfit company do you like? I mean, for example, after the coronavirus crash on the stock market, I bought Lufthansa shares and United Airlines shares. I bought all the shares of the airlines because I knew the airline business will never cease to exist on the planet. And I made a lot of profit because everybody sold it. The share price dropped. I bought, and now I think I made like 30% on my Lufthansa shares. So this is where you can also follow, and go into question, wait a minute, is the stock market panicking, or is that really something, did the company do something and now they're out of business? Okay, so this is where you can actually use all the questions. So where should I actually start looking around? And we have a question, Yelena.
Hi.
Hello.
You mentioned these new technologies, and I found out about these NFTs that are now kind of they're also selling them on these cryptocurrency apps and stuff like that. And I'm totally not clear what is this new technology, but did you play with that, like with cryptocurrency? Yes. Or with the NFTs or something like that?
Cryptocurrency might be a different call because it's something completely different. Okay, cryptocurrency is a virtual synthetic value based on blockchain, which is something completely different than playing on the stock market. Okay, so if you have questions about cryptocurrency, you have to wait for my future call where I probably will do something about cryptocurrency. I got interested, but playing with shares is actually more fun because for me, it's closer to real life. Okay. So let's go to an example. You decided, okay, I want to start and invest in shares. What are the two main approaches when you invest on the stock market? Okay. So one approach, there are two kinds of shares. Okay. Shares raise in value. You buy a share for 50 cents. And with a little luck, after 5 years, the share is up to $3 and you made a huge profit. Okay, this is one way. This is when you go into growing wealth over share value. But there's a second part of investing in shares, which is called the dividend shares. Okay, dividend shares are those shares where the company makes so much profit that they pay out a dividend to their shareholders. Dividends is just the fancy term of the stock market for interest. You probably remember the good old times when you had your savings account with your bank and then you got 4% interest every year. You remember that, or are you too young? I remember, I loved every year, every 1st of January or 2nd of January, I went to the bank and had registered the interest on my, it was a booklet and they put it into the machine and it goes, and then it printed out how much money you made, okay? So you got money. You got money for keeping interest. Yeah, they paid you interest to keep the money in the bank. A dividend is basically the same. Okay, you become an owner of the company by buying a share, and then the company makes a profit, and the profit belongs to the owners. You are one of the owners. So there are companies who pay out dividends, and dividends are paid out every month, every quarter, every year. So this is the second part of shares, the dividend shares. When can a company afford to pay out dividends? When they make real good profit, when they have established their technology, when they make so much money, when they are like a rock in the stream on the market, like Coca-Cola always pays dividends. I don't know, I think for 30 years now. Chevron, okay, insurance companies, those big companies, these companies pay out dividends. With these companies, the share price is not really going up and down a lot. It's not very volatile. Volatile means one day it can go 20% up, the next day 30% down, the roller coaster. Those established companies who pay dividends, Apple, Coca-Cola, Chevron, Verizon, United Airlines, company that exists for many, many years, company that are in business, companies that are part of the fundamental elements of life and living, transportation, energy, telecommunication. So these are the stocks where the purchase price of the stock is not that relevant. You want to build up a dividend because every year you will get part of their profit. Okay, so let's talk about the first part of the stocks, the penny stocks and then the dividend stocks. Is that clear to everyone as this call? Penny stock is a cheap stock that might raise in value, where you can make a lot of money because the value rises. A dividend stock, value will more or less stay the same, but this stock will pay you out yearly dividend. Okay, so you get money from them. Is that clear? Good. The penny stocks. What are penny stocks? Penny stocks are startup companies that actually make it on the international stock market. Penny stocks is where the big money lies hidden in, and it has the biggest risk you can imagine. Okay, and this is why so many people go, oh my God, don't look at penny stocks, you can lose it all. Whatever that is, and everywhere where you bought the lie that penny stocks are high risk, will you please destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, good, bug, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Well, I can tell you, penny stocks are high risk. It's the highest risk you can imagine, okay? But instead of being afraid of penny stocks, why not use the tools to our advantage and pick those stocks who will go up in value dramatically? And that's what I want to show you now before we go to the dividend stocks. I mean, dividend stocks are used to prepare retirement. Who wants to retire? Let's go on the roller coaster first and talk about penny stocks. And I see we have some questions. Yeah, penny stocks sometimes be like a slot machine. Yes. Penny stocks, and thank you, Wesley, for the question. Wesley is asking, is penny stocks day trading? What is day trading and what is long-term trading? We talk about the penny stocks, the cheap ones that may rise in value, and then we talk about the dividends. Day traders are people who actually their full-time job is to trade on the stock market. The stock market, normally every stock market opens at 9 a.m. in the morning and closes at 4 or 5 p.m. And during that period, the value of the share goes up and down and up and down. Sometimes a stock starts at $170, like Apple, it goes up to 172, and it ends up when the stock exchange closes at 169. And there are people that actually buy in at 170, and at 171 they already sell. Okay, why would they sell if they make $1 profit? Because these are the big hedge funds and they have like 500 million shares. Okay, so the big players, those who have a lot of shares. Okay, if you have 500,000 shares, the share price goes up $1. That's where the big money is. And since they do that daily with many different stocks, they can make up to $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 a day just by catching that moment when the price is at its daily height. That's day trading. Okay, this is not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about getting started on the stock market and buy a stock and then leave it alone for a few weeks or a month or years, and then look up where it is. Was there another question? Heather, which index do you find are the most fun to trade? I actually don't trade indices. An index is like, you know, each stock market has a certain index. They group the companies. They go into oil and gas, telecommunication. They go into the blue chip, you know, and then you can actually look and see all the companies that have actually the same business idea under the same index. Okay, they have the top, I don't know, there is the top Majestic. Okay, Majestic stocks are those who pay dividends, and they are all in one index, and you can buy the index or not. But this is actually, I like to trade individual stocks because my point of view is, as soon as a stock is trading in the area where everybody trades it and where it's so well known, the big money is already gone. Okay, so the penny stock trading is the one where you can really make money. And probably this is just my point of view. I bought one of those penny stocks at 0.8 cents. Okay, and now it's up to 5 cents. I myself turned like $50,000 into $380,000 over 2 years because I had this penny stock that I forgot about. And my idea is actually that doesn't have to be a coincidence. Okay, that can be a choice. Okay, and I've already have some questions here. Will you share how to find penny stocks? Yes, you can actually pick my brain. Let's go into how to find the shares. Okay, first of all, who has bought shares online already? Who knows how to buy the shares? And who is really new here? Do you want me to quickly show you how that purchasing the share works? Let me just share my screen. Oh God, I just got logged out again. I'll just log into my personal banking. Oh my God! And then I'll buy some stock and show you how it actually works. It's a very easy. It's a very easy process. You just need to. Sorry, I need to log into my online account, and then I need to share screen. And then I can show you how you can actually buy this stock. So where's my portfolio? Let me see what I have here. Okay, I'm going to share my screen now, and then we'll see how we're buying. And you're welcome to copy whatever I have, so I don't have to tell you that I'm legally not responsible. No, let's go here. Okay, I'm going to share my screen now, and you'll see my share portfolio. Okay, I have Apple Incorporation, United States. I have Hanans Limited. I have Neo Metals, and then I have what's called Witch Nickels. I'm really into lithium. I'll talk about that later. So if you go, okay, I want to buy shares in all the applications. Here you have the ISIN number. This is the identification, the license plate of each share. Okay, so if you find the share, you need to either look for the tracker or the ISIN number, ISIN. Okay, and let's say I want to buy some Apple shares. Okay, so you just log in, you put in, I want to buy this share, and then you go into buy. And as always, that Zoom line is not exactly where I need to click, so I have to rearrange all of this. Okay, So here we go. This is Apple Incorporation. Marketplace is USA based. As I told you, many shares are listed in many marketplaces. So I could buy it at the stock exchange in Berlin, in Düsseldorf, in Frankfurt, in Hanover, in London, Swiss, Stuttgart, Sofia, even in Vienna. Okay. What I do, I always buy the share where the company has its principal business. Why? It's just my preference. It's completely irrelevant. This is how I do it. And the way you buy shares, a lot of people, when I started trading, I called my bank and said, I want 5,000 euro of this share. But it doesn't work like that, because you have to select the number of the shares and then you select the limit. So for example, I want like 10 Apple shares. Okay, I put in quantity 10. Then I put in the validity date. How long should this order for 10 shares be on the stock market? And then I have to select the order type. And this is also something that you need to know. There are basically two main ways of buying stocks. You can buy them limit. You mean, okay, I only buy them at maximum. I'm willing to pay this purchase price. So the price of Apple is now 170.33. If I buy them at limit, I then have to put in what am I willing to pay for this share. So let's say I put in, I'm willing to pay 171. This is the limit you go. If the share skyrockets because Apple just came out with the iPhone 15 and everybody's crazy for shares, the share price overnight could actually go up to 200. But when you don't put a limit, you are forced to buy the share at the price that's available. That's called market. Okay, so if you buy a share at market price, and the share goes up overnight for I don't know, 200%, and that sometimes happens, you have to pay that price. Okay, so I strongly recommend you to put a limit, because what goes on, if you say I want 10 shares, I'm willing to pay that limit, the system calculates you the maximum money that you can spend. Okay, so it already calculates, okay, 10 pieces for $171. I pay high fees, 27 euro fees, so I will need to pay 1,563 euros to buy 10 Apple shares. Apple is now actually a dividend bond, okay? So just to give you an idea of how my brain functions with the stock market, Apple will always be there. There will always be a new iPhone. This will last forever. But $170 for one share, I get 10 shares for 1,500 euros. Let's see, let's cancel this and let's play with a penny stock, okay? So let's go to the penny stock. There's this Hanans Limited, okay? It's a lithium mining company from Australia. And I researched that stock. As you see, I have quite a lot of shares in this because I love this company. They actually sell lithium. And recently they found a new territory where they found more lithium. And in addition to that, they think ahead, and they said lithium is used for every battery of every electric car out there in the world. But what's the biggest problem with lithium batteries? They last for long, for 20, 30 years. But what then? You can't recycle lithium batteries. Guess what? Hanans Limited is about to sign an agreement with a Scandinavian and US company because they found a way to recycle lithium batteries. That's like 5 years ahead from now, but they are the one behind it. So, and this is still a penny stock. You can see it's 0.061 Australian dollars, which is 6 Australian cents, or probably 3 euro cents. Okay. I believe in them. Okay, my personal information is I believe in them. Lithium batteries is actually really, really big, but there's a big problem. Okay, what do we do in 20 years from now when all these lithium batteries are going to be deposited? We will need someone to recycle them. I also like the way they think. Okay, they plan ahead. So they dig out all the lithium, you know, they build the batteries. Electric cars is great, but everybody who says it's actually not really green, because what do we do with the lithium batteries after 30 years? They have at least an idea what to do with, and are working on a solution. So I go and buy Hanan shares. Since this share is trading at 6 Australian cents, okay, they are trading at Sydney. Let's see, remember, I could have bought 10 Apple shares with 1,500 euros. Let's see if I buy, let's say, 20,000 shares in Hanan, and that I'm willing to pay 0.0, let's say 6.5 Australian cents, okay? It would cost me $800, 800 euros. So they go, wait a minute, I'm willing to actually play with 1,500 euros on the stock market if I could actually buy 50,000 penny stocks in Hanans. It would cost me 2,000, but I would have 50,000 shares at 6 cents. Now, just now imagine if that technology really goes through, and if they really found so much more lithium as they said in their announcement, the share price, according to analysts, should go up to $1.60. Buy a share at 6 cents and it goes up to $1.60. This is the benefit of the penny stock. And I have prepared an Excel sheet for those of you who like Excel. Where is it? Share screen. Just that you get an idea. Where is it? Just that you get an idea of, wait a minute. Oh, where is it? I have to open it. Here it is. Just to get an idea of how much money you can make, but also, of course, there is a risk. Okay. Let me see. I have to find this share. Oops, it's gone now. The higher the risk, and this reality says it's risky, but this is also where you can actually ask questions, okay? The questions you ask when you go for penny stocks is, will you go up in value? Will you go down in value, okay? This is one of the main questions. Connect with the company, connect with the share, and just follow your knowing. And I have now my Excel sheet that I want to share with you, just that you get an idea of how all this works and what potential there is, okay? So let's just say you got this, you just saw the Hanans, okay? It was trading at 0.065 Australian dollars, and I wanted to pay I buy 50,000 shares. I pay $3,250 now, okay? If the share value really goes up to 1.6 Australian dollars, oops, sorry, wrong field, $1.6, I would turn $3,000 into $80,000. Okay, do you get that? Do you all get that, how easy it is? If you find the share that you trust it will go up in value. Okay, again, when I bought this share first, it was at 0.8 cents. If that share falls back down to 0.008, my $3,250 just reduced themselves to 400, and I just lost 2,800. Okay, that's the high risk of penny stocks. Do you all get that? Instead, I could buy 170 10 shares of Apple. I pay 1,700, and then the share price might go up to 180. Okay, it might go up to 250. Okay, let's be really delusional. And then it might drop down to 110. So my 1.7, my $1,700 could probably go to 2,500. So I could make 800. But that's the secure way to invest. Okay. And then I might probably get dividends, like $1 per share. So I get $10 a year. Okay. So that's the dividend payer. Yes.
Yes, David, I was wondering if you could share with us how you, obviously you have to still be aware of where you're investing in order to be able to go and check and then know if you have to move it somewhere else. So either if you could share with us some tools, or
Yes.
what is it like on your experience?
I want to do that. I will do that. I just want to ask now, did you understand the difference between a penny stock and an established dividend payer? Did you just see that where you can turn 3,000 into 80,000? Okay. That's the gift of a penny stock. My point of view is, and I told at the beginning, invest an amount of money that you wouldn't even notice when you lost it. My point of view is, I have the $3,000. I go for the big play, because if I don't turn this $3,000, I could turn them into 80,000. But it's not fun to turn 1,700 into 2,000. Not really fun for me. So that's why the penny stocks are really interesting for me. And if I lose 3,000, oh well, just eat potatoes for the rest of the month and move on. Easy. Heather, you have a question.
Yes, this is great. Thank you so much. Can you talk about knowing when to sell? Like,
oh yes,
whatever tools you
okay,
use.
Can I first show you how you find those penny stocks?
Yes.
And then we tell how to, because there's a great strategy as well, and when and how to send them. So how to sell the penny stocks. It's actually pretty easy. There is an application, and let me share your screen. It's probably easier when you see it. I use Yahoo Finance, okay? So it's Yahoo Finance, and they have, and you mentioned it, they have these indices, okay? Do you all see my screen? So guess what? Most active penny stocks. This is where you start. Yahoo Finance, most active penny stocks. Why most active? A penny stock is kind of a startup, and not a lot of people know about it. So they really, the movement of the shares will actually indicate to you, wait a minute, there's something going on. Okay, if there's a startup company, for example, there is it is not a penny stock anymore, but it started. It's called Carbios. It's a company that invented a technology where they changed bacteria, and this bacteria eats plastic. Okay, so if you put a plastic bottle, like this plastic bottle, into a liquid that they invented with this bacteria, it completely dissolves within 3 hours. And this company is now looking for a way to clean our oceans with this bacteria. It's 100% natural. It's just, they just tweaked, I don't know, the genetic structure of the bacteria, and they can clean the oceans with it. It's called Carbios. When they started, I think it was in 2015 when they first came up with this, they started as a penny stock, okay? But nobody knew about this, so they had to do a lot of promotion. They got a lot of criticized. They had to prove their system right. And as people got it, wow, it actually works, people started buying the shares. And then they were very active on the stock market. Each stock exchange actually tells you how many people wanted to buy this stock, how many people sold this stock. And when there is a lot of performance going on, it means something is going on. So the top most active penny stocks, these are the penny stocks that got traded last year the most. In all of them, might be a high risk, might be a high potential, okay? Let's go through these 30 symbols. For example, what do you do? This is the list, and this is what I use, okay? There might be something else. Gosh, how can you get rid of all these commercials? I want a paid account, so I don't need to see the commercials. Help me. So this is how I find my penny stocks, okay? Here are all the penny stocks. You see the last price. For me, New Oriental Education, 133, it's over $1. It's not a penny stock anymore. Pence is pence. It's 0.0, and then comes something. But this is how I do the research, and this is how you can find out. So if you're interested in penny stocks, you see the symbol, the tracker. This is how you find them on the stock market. You see the last price, and you see how the share price changed, okay? Plus 5%, so that's probably going up. And you also see the volume, 29.03 million shares were traded yesterday, or probably Friday, because yesterday the stock market was closed. And another indication, the market cap, okay? The market cap is the sum total of shares times the share price. It's more or less the stock exchange market value of the company. This has 2.2 $26 billion of market cap. So there must be a lot of shares out there. Okay, so the higher the market cap, the more established the company already is. And since the price is already at 130, it's not a penny stock anymore. I would go like, wait a minute, what's this? So you press on it, and this will lead you to more information. And then we go and see the chart of a stock. Okay, this is the one-day trade. This is how the share price changed. You see 9:34 a.m. and then it went down and then it went up. At 12:30, it was at 130. Whoop. At 2:36, it was at 128. This is how you can look at the share, the daily trade. If I research a stock, I always look at how long do they exist? What was the last 5-year performance? Okay, here we go. It was obviously going really well and something happened and it crashed down. Do you see that? So let's look at the maximum. Then you see, okay, it started pretty stable. It had a high, it had a super peak, and something must have gone on here, okay? So this share obviously had something going on. Next thing you do, you look at what is going on with this share. Here's the summary. Here you have all the details of the charts. Here you have conversations. In the conversations, people chat about the shares, okay? So if you look at the share comments here, okay, someone says, oh my God, I bought Edo as my first time into stock market. Now almost half of my money is down. I don't know what to do. Welcome to first time traders. And then someone else goes, okay, just please, if you're looking for a short and sweet guide to today's biggest news, I recommend this. Don't worry. So this is where people give you information, okay? Here he says, look at the shares, don't worry. Nothing in life is for free. The CEO will keep the company going. So obviously there was a big scandal going on or something. This is where you find information. And please, this is the part. I mean, if you think, this is where you need to educate yourself, okay? And this is why I always tell you, please look for a company that you're interested in, because then researching will be fun for you. I sometimes go, that's pretty interesting because, you know, I told you I bought all the airline shares when they dropped after the first coronavirus lockdown in March 2020. I didn't need to research, but here you can all find conversation statistics and what people talk about it, okay? You have analyzes here as well, where it actually recommended trends, and then you see recommended rating, okay? You see here, strong buy, hold, underperform, sell. Here, obviously, everybody says, okay, buy, they're over it. But you might also want to find out what are they actually doing, okay? And this is where you can, let me go back here. You find all the information in this, okay? Sustainability, some data holders gives you information about who owns the company. So you find all the information here. What I normally do, I would now Google that company and say, hey, what was going on? I want to know the gossip, okay? I want to know why the share price dropped. And I found out that this company, New Oriental Education Technology, is a Chinese company that completely invested in online teaching. And now you get, looking at the chart, why they had such a high performance in the last 2 years, because everything went to online schooling, okay? And then they obviously dropped because the pandemic was over and everybody wanted to go back to real school, okay? So there was a big hype, a big panic on the market. The pandemic is over, so homeschooling will be over, and they put all their technology into homeschooling equipment. So the question now is, will we ever go back to normal, or will homeschooling be part of future education system? That's the question here. And you can now go and analyze, or you can just go, okay, this share, is it a yes or no? As easy as that. What do you get? Buy it, sell it, yes, no. That's how I actually go, and I don't wait for this kind of, oh, enlightening energy to come down. I look at the share, I go, what is it? And then I get some kind of yes, no. Most of the time I get bored, and me getting bored means just move on, okay? If I find a penny stock where I go, wait a minute, it's really cool. I research and I get lost in time and space. And then I know, wait a minute, this was probably a yes. Okay, so going back to that list, I'm sharing my screen again. Going back to that list now, hold on. Come on, computer, go back. There are 30 penny stocks that we can research. I found one that I want to research. You know, I either do it's 100% or nothing. I mean, 0.0003. I love that. Just imagine that goes up to $1. This is what I'm really interested in. And this one here, the M-Line Holdings Incorporation, it's rated at 0.0001. They probably just got started. They have $359,000 market cap, which is close to nothing. They also only have a volume of being traded of 2.3 million. So this is a total newcomer on the penny stock market, a total newcomer. Okay. So that stock, the M-Line Holdings Incorporation, if you're willing to play with 200 euros or $200, you could buy 1 million shares. Would you mind losing $200? No. But if whatever that company does goes up, you will make money. What I would do now, research on M-Line Holdings Incorporation, find out what they're doing, do a deep dive, dig deep to find out. And my advice is, if you're being excited, if you enjoy researching them, keep going. If you get bored, fuck it, okay? Don't even go there. Follow your knowing. There is not the one and only penny stock available here, okay? There's only the one when you follow your knowing. So ask that stock, okay, who are you? Will you go up? Will you go down? Second set of questions, are you a short-term, long-term, or medium-term investment? A lot of penny stocks have their hypes, okay, because everybody's excited because it's new. Most of the time, the humanoid companies, you probably got that. You kind of get so excited, you do it, and suddenly go, you know, I'm done, move on. A lot of penny stocks are like this. So now we can have that conversation, Heather. When is it time to sell a penny stock? When is it time to sell? Well, it's always good to sell. You sell when you made the amount you wanted to make. What I always recommend you, when you buy a penny stock, set that limit. For me, with that one penny stock, it would be, okay, $1 and I'm selling it. And then you just sell it off and take home the profit, okay? There is no right moment to sell a stock. So once you sell it, please don't look back later. What you should have done, I should have, is horrible in the stock exchange. There is no right way to sell. I have another trading account at Saxo Bank. I wanted to show you how other trading accounts look like. Where I clicked on the wrong line and I bought a share called Lithium Chile for 10 cents a share for $3,000. And then this application was so complicated, I can share screen later on, that I was like, oh my God, this is so heavy, and it's boring and it's so difficult. So I just managed to sell it all and get my money back and then go back to where I'm really comfortable in. Well, then I got a notification from Saxo Bank that I have to put in money if I want to keep my account, like $5. So I logged in and I saw the chart of Lithium Chile. That share went up to $1.30 from 20 or 30 cents. Idiot. Instead of allowing myself to listen to the whispers of the universe, I didn't just by mistake hit the wrong button or click the wrong share. I just went full into conclusion. It's, this is so complicated, who knows, and it was a bad sign, just to sell it and do what I'm used to. Fuck that, okay? Now I educated myself about how to trade on Saxo Bank, and guess what? It took me an hour and a half because it's really complicated, but I'll never do that stupid mistake again. And then I went like, fuck, so much money. I could have made so much money. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that. So if you sell a share, Never go back and go, what if? What if just takes you down the rabbit hole of self-judgment. You could go, well, wasn't that smart, so let's move on. Yes, Falsa, you have a question.
Yes. Hi, David.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, I have a couple of questions. So I think first of all, one of the things is, what is the platform you use? It's like in every country.
Excuse me, are you scratching your microphone?
No. Is it better now? Can you hear me
Yes,
better?
it's better now. Yes, yes.
Right. No,
So-
it was some papers in my hand.
Okay.
I was asking, like, what's the platform to use for trading? Like, it's like we have to pick and decide, like, based upon the country we are in.
The one I showed you is my house bank, okay? My banker, they have the highest fees, but it's so easy because I can do it on my phone 24/7. That's why I use my bank, my bank where I have all my business and private accounts with. You can use Saxo Bank. Yeah, there are many trading platforms. They are very advanced because professionals use them. And as I just told you, Saxo Bank, it was too complicated for me. So I sold the shares I had there because I didn't want to deal with it. I'm not going to make that mistake again. I can, Saxo Bank is actually, I think, available almost everywhere. And if you take an hour and a half to guide yourself through or go through the demo portfolio, all these trading platforms offer you a demonstration portfolio where you can practice with fake money. Then you can buy and sell and see how it all goes. Saxo Bank, okay? Let me share your screen. I have it open here. Where's my Saxo Bank account? Saxo Trader, this is how it looks like. Okay, this is the Saxo Trader. This is where I have my watch list. I have my dividend stocks. I have my lithium shares here. This is what I use. It's Saxo Bank. You see it here. We'll put it in the follow-up email. So that's what I now use after having lost this opportunity with Lithium Chile. I should have not mentioned it. I'm getting angry. Sorry. Okay.
Okay. So thank you for that. The other question is, are there any books that you recommend to read to get more information?
Oh, yes. Wait a minute. Where do I have it? Hold on. I have it. This is my guide. I have to say thank you to Wesley. Wesley, you're on. You recommended that to me, I think last year, A Beginner's Guide to the Stock Market by Matthew Cretter. He has a YouTube channel and he has this Basic of Investments book. Brilliant. Okay, we'll also put it in the follow-up email. This is where I got most of the details I needed to know. So buy that if it's available in your country on Amazon, get it now.
Cool. And this is what you recommend in terms of book, or there are more books, or this is like quite comprehensive in itself?
This gives you all you need to know.
Perfect. And okay, thank you. The other question is, how do you keep track of all this information? Like, you know, like you're a lawyer and you're in Access, and then you have like so much knowledge. Like I have myself kind of read all of it, but I never seem to remember anything. And then you are like so up to date with each and every like investment you have made. I mean, how do you kind of really figure all of that out?
Hey, I don't choose this intentionally. It's just, I just have to. It's just there because it's fun for me. It's just great. It's just great. I love it. And it makes me a lot of money. I think I do it only for the money, to be really honest with you. Hey, turn 50,000 into 450. Wouldn't you be happy?
Of course, yeah.
Excites me, yes, it turns me on. I love it. I'm sharing this with you so you all get rich. Because, hey, come on, the advanced investing on the stock market will be way more expensive. So you better make some money if you want to be on the next call.
Yeah, I mean, that requires a lot of time management here.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Because, hey, if you start your day with, hey, where's my energy required? And I don't even sit there meditating, where is my energy required? No, I wake up and suddenly I don't know, I open the computer and I start researching. And this is how I found out about this bacteria eating, plastic eating bacteria. And then I get lost in research and suddenly it's 11 a.m. And I was like, wow. But this is when I know this was just required to create more of what I desire in life. And then I do the other stuff for my office or call my gaggle or do whatever else, okay? I allow myself to really follow the energy. Where am I required? And I did start with, where is my energy required today? But I don't do that cognitively anymore. It just happens. I wake up and boom, that. It's the weirdest stuff. Sometimes sometimes I don't look at any of the stock stuff for 10, 20 days, 3 weeks. Okay, it's just follow your energy. Don't buy the lie that it's too much, okay? Too much is a lie.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
Hi, I have a few questions.
Now sorry, you had your question before. So what's your question?
No, my question changed. So
good.
I got remembered, and now I have different questions. So in the last year and this year, I've been playing with the energy of time in Canada, and here in the life insurance policies and whatever saving instruments you have, you can invest in the ETFs. I don't know about the other countries, but here you can. So that's what I've chosen. But the ETFs which I was advised are country specific. So as I see the US market declining right now, everything is plummeting, and you've got. So when you look at an overall portfolio, not really penny stocks or dividend stocks wise, when you look at it as part of your existing tax-free, savings buckets as well as insurance buckets, largely based on countries, what is it that I can ask? Because there's something that the stocks are trying to tell me, and I'm like,
okay. So when you want to start, for example, the portfolio I showed you is my penny stock portfolio. I left the Apple shares in just to remind myself about the difference. All my dividend paying stocks I have in a different portfolio. I don't mix it. So I have a different portfolio. So I don't do ETFs, okay, because I want to really be hands-on. But you need to ask yourself, if you go, what should I ask for? Well, what do you want? Do you want a short-term, a long-term, or a medium-term investment?
A short-term.
Ask that. Yeah, well, then ask for a great short-term opportunity to show up. And then Google it. Maybe it's a penny stock, maybe it's something else, okay? Ask for that. You need to know what you want, okay? If you go to a restaurant and tell the waiter, I'm hungry, what will he bring you? I mean, it's as easy as that. Oh, I'm hungry. So what do you want? I am hungry. No, you need, hey, I want a medium stock. I want to turn 10,000 into 100,000. I want a penny stock that's about to explode. Universe, show me where it is. Where can I find you? Do an energy pool. But you need to know what you want. Or do you want to add to your, I don't know, pension fund, long-term investment? Well, then buy some Coca-Cola shares and Google what stocks are paying the highest dividends.
Yeah. Okay.
It's completely different.
Because there are some with a mixed portfolio, so I'm just.
But what do you want?
That's
quick money. I want quick money. Universe, where can I find quick money? I'm ready.
Also, that brings me to my second question. So I'm also studying to become a broker here, and I'm doing an energy pool on clients. So what is a good question to ask when, like, universe, show me the stocks which will bring them money and bring me clients?
No, you want the money. You have to ask for all these idiots that are willing to pay you.
Okay.
Hey, I can make your money because, hey, you can always say, you have the tools. You have what no other broker has. You have access to the tools of access consciousness. But don't tell them that you energetically connect to the shares. You might end up in an insane asylum if you go public as a broker with that. But keep it to yourself and just do it, okay? You don't scam people. Go, hey, I know. Practice on your own and then be in question. And always with clients, be clear. Hey, this is high risk. Are you sure? That's what I told you. Just invest. Whatever I recommend here, put an amount in that you wouldn't even notice if you lost it. Okay? That.
Thanks.
Good. Heather, you have a question. We don't hear you.
Sorry.
Now we can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, thank you for that, David. It is so very typical of investing 101. What's the level of risk you want to be?
Wait a minute. We barely hear you. Can you check your mic? Oh God, I think she's just lost her internet connection. Heather, we can't hear you anymore. Okay, I think, okay, now she's gone. Just to move on with the call a little bit, I still want to show you a little bit on when is the best time to sell, what Heather asked. Of course, you should have your own limit, but I actually want to show you a share that I am invested in for a long time now. There are many great moments to sell. Okay, I'm sharing my screen again, and I think I have it here on a different no, it's here. This is the let's go to the Neometals share. Neometals is also a lithium share in Australia, and this is their chart. I'm just making it a little bit bigger. Can you all see it?
Yes.
Yeah. So as you can see here, okay, let's go for 1 year maybe. That was actually going up and down and dumping around until it's now here, okay? So if you started investing here in 2021, it was a 35 cent. Every time as you go, the stock goes up, it goes down a bit. It goes up, it goes down a bit. Do you see that the tendency of this stock is always up? So if you buy here, okay, at 175, then you freak out and sell at 150 and go, shit, I lost it all. This is a lot. This is the most made mistake on the stock market. People panic. So I always look at the long-term performance of a stock. And then I always be in question, okay, is this a short down or is this company going bust? Other question, do I believe in what they're doing? Yes, they will go up again. Shares always go, it's a roller coaster, up, down, up, down, up, down. I can guarantee you, if you research this share, every time when you have this peak here, okay, so if you go into the 1 month, this is 1 month, it's way bigger now. If you sold here, it always goes up and then it goes down. It goes up again and down, up and down, but it always on a long run goes higher. So what I normally do, and this is really just my preference, if you're happy to copy what I do, but you don't have to, I normally sell 50% of the shares I have in a company after an announcement or when I get the sense this is a peak. For example, here, this month here, December 21, in January, that stock was up to 160, from $1 to 160. This is where I sold 50%. Why 50%? Well, hey, just 50%, keep the rest in. It could have gone up to 3, it could have dropped down. So the next few days, because I don't listen to myself, I give you good advice, but I don't do it myself. The next few days after having sold it for 160, I was watching the stock and it went up to 172. So I was like, damn, I sold too early. Yeah, don't judge yourself. Well, a few days later, it was down at 140. So again, yes, well done. I mean, you don't have to do that, but this is what you go through. I left 50% in to not worry. I cashed profit in of 50% of the shares, and then I moved on. And now let's see where the share goes in the future. Okay, look at this. It was already up at 180, I think, here. Yes, 180. Now it's at 135. So it might be a good chance to buy in again. Okay, so this is how I look at it. I'm really educating myself and reading about the company, what is going on. And every time companies on the stock market make an announcement, like this company just announced that they found a new lithium field, of course, everybody on the stock market goes, wow, they will make more money, woof, and buy. Then it has a peak. And what, as I told you, there are people who have like 100 million shares in Neometals. 100 million shares. If the price goes up 1 cent, They make millions. So it really makes sense for those big corporate investors to do this day trading and kind of cash in profit. This is what's the term, you cash it in. So these downs that these companies suffered here is just people taking home their profits. And this is why you need to, or why you should educate yourself, what is going on with this company. Is it just investors taking off profits? Then it will go up again for sure, like it did all the time. It went up and up and up and up. If you look at this, even here it has a peak. It had a peak in 2007, went down, went up again. It has a long down, but if you look at that, it's still higher than in 2007. How many of you would have panically sold here, thinking it's the end of the world, this is going to go bankrupt? A lot of people did. A lot of people bought in again, went up again. They cashed it in and then it went down again. This is where being in question and trusting your knowing, please, this is, if you really get the concept of following your knowing and light and heavy, if you practice that and go, hey, connect to the share, long-term, short-term, medium, will you go up over time? You can make millions, millions, and millions. And as I do, I know what I want. If I somehow had enough, why, actually great profit, let's sell. I sell 50%. So if I have 100,000 shares in this company, at the next spike or peak, I would sell 50,000 and just leave the rest in, half. I can't really go into, oh my God, it's so wrong, because it's just 50%. But it helps getting over. If something goes wrong, you just lose half of it. That's how I play with it. And the minute it starts going up, or what's best is you sell at these, hypes, take the profit, and then everybody else takes the profit, it goes down, you buy in again, and then you buy in again, and then you make another profit. But then you more or less become a weekly or daily trader. If that's fun, I mean, try it out. For me, it works fine. But as I said, I only go into that when I get the energy, hey, it's time to look at it. So that's about selling. Another topic that I saw in the chat about taxes. When you trade with shares, you pay capital gains tax, okay? It's not income tax. In Europe, capital gain tax, or the tax you pay on the profit you make, is between 20 and 27%. And if you want to know how much you pay when you sell your shares, put in Google, how much do I pay on the profit of selling shares in, and then put the country you live in. It's so easy. Since you receive dividends, oh my God, 40% in Canada. Oh, you really need to buy a super penny stock. What I do when talking about taxes, of course, you need to pay taxes on the profit you make, okay? But please remember, the more taxes you pay, the more money you make. And what I do, because I pay 27.5% on the profit, a lot of governments have what they call the average taxation, because you can't track, I bought this share at 10 cents and then I sold it for $1. If you buy a stock that is constantly going up, I'm going to share the screen again to show you. For example, the neometal shares. If I plan to invest, okay, and buy a new house where I need $1 million, okay, and the stock is going up to that. If I buy all the shares and leave them in, and I buy them here at 140, and then I sell them for 135, the whole difference is taxable. So what I normally do when I know I will sell, I buy additional shares at a way higher price, so it lowers my average base for taxation. If you buy 100 shares for 1 cent, and then the share goes to 1, you pay a lot of tax. But if you keep buying while the share is at 50 cents, 60 cents, 70 cents, the tax authorities in some countries allow you to pay tax on the average purchase price. Okay, but this is something you need to research with your accountant. I do it in Austria. Every time I sell a share, I really buy at a high price to lower the average purchase price. If you have 100 shares for 1 cent and 100 shares for $1, it brings down the average. Do you all get that? That's what I do, because my government in Austria allows me to pay tax on the average profit. And you need to find out if your country allows that, or if you really have to go single share taxation. And this is what you simply find out. You can Google it, call an accountant, or even call the tax authorities. They give you this information. Okay, we covered taxes, we covered buying, we covered selling. What else do you want to know? Yes.
Before you move on, do you have like a separate account where you put the money that you have profit for investments to reinvest, or do you just? I was just wondering how you do it.
Each trading account has an account connected where all the profit goes to, because in your trading account you can't keep the money. So there is, it's called a share trading bank account goes with it. And sometimes I reinvest it, sometimes I spend it. I don't know. I follow my energy. Okay. So I don't know. I'm now, it's funny because before I started looking into shares, I only invested in real estate because it's very secure. And if everything goes wrong, you at least have a roof where you can, a place to live in. This was my point of view. I grew up total security. But when I started playing with shares, I was like, my gosh, I can make way more money than I do on real estate. Real estate, you have a yield on, I don't know, 7-8%. Shares 300, 400, 500, 600 with the penny stocks. And funny thing is, when I sold these shares, 50% of my shares, suddenly a client called and said, hey, there is a dropout, an apartment, you could get this amazing deal. And you could buy it. So I used it to go back to what I did before. So follow what you know. Okay. I went like, wait a minute, why should I not do real estate anymore just because I discovered something new? No, the minute I had sold these shares, that real estate showed up at a really good price. So just don't be vested in the outcome. Don't go this or that. Just follow what you know. Most importantly, what is fun for you. And yes, Aline, I want to show you the Canadian penny stocks. Let me do that first. I have this on my phone. I use Yahoo Finance also to have all the shares that I'm invested. I have my personal list. So if you download the Yahoo Finance app, you can actually create your own list. You could put all the symbols in. I mean, there's a very interesting Canadian lithium penny stocks. Okay, one is called United Lithium Corporation. Then there is Noram Lithium Corporation, Global Battery Metals, and Aqua Metals. We will put it in the follow-up email. And by the way, I actually want to invite all of you to a follow-up Zoom in a week from now, because I want to give you homework. I can't do this research on my own. And I want to create a Telegram group where we put some penny stocks in, where each and everyone picks one that they like. Then we research, and then we just see, I mean, hey, $100 playing money, why not? I would love to create that. It's just more fun together. I just would really kindly ask you, do not put any promotion for one of those other, become a member of this group and then you get a promotion. This is just for sharing penny stocks, okay? Penny stocks, you know where to find them on the yahoofinance.com. I will send my list as well, the one I'm looking at. The Canadian one, United Lithium, that was taken off from the stock market for 1 week because they did something dodgy, because they actually signed an agreement for future development of their lithium mines that went beyond their registered scope of business. Oh my God, I saw you are my peeps. You don't give a shit. They were taken off from the stock market, put on hold for 2 weeks. And I was like, yeah, they should be back next week. So I like these guys. They don't give a shit, okay? But for all of this background information, we need to be really clear. When you enter the Telegram chat, this is not a financial reference, okay? So it's up to you. You buy it, you lose your money, okay? You have to promise that you will only invest an amount that you won't even notice losing. And please don't promote anything other than penny stocks. Okay, a stock is something you buy. I don't want any financial advisors or cryptocurrency or stuff like invitations to pyramid schemes and Ponzi schemes, even if they work. I don't want that. Okay, I just want to be this, let's research penny stock.
David, I put the link in the chat so people.
Wonderful. Great. So please all join. You know where to find the penny stock. You could just ask and Google what's fun for you. That one bacteria eating, plastic eating bacteria, it's not a penny stock anymore, but I want to put it into just to get used to getting into research. My idea is if every one of us picks one stock or area where they are really interested in, if you do this deep diving, we can all profit. Because guess what? If you buy the penny stock and if you share, hey, I found this great penny stock, the more other people buy shares, the faster the value goes up. Okay, this is not competition. Okay, so if there are 5,000 people out there and each of them buys, I don't know, 1 million of this penny stock, we would have a high movement, okay, of this stock, and then the big ones would be interested in what's going on. This is how you can manipulate the market through the back door by sharing interest. It's not illegal. It's not insider information, okay? Insider information is when the CEO of the company tells his wife, buy these shares, tomorrow I will announce that we found gold. That's insider information, okay? But what we do is just combining our forces to find where we will all benefit from. Because if we find this one penny stock and just buy it at 1 cent and it goes up to 50 cents, gosh, then we are talking, okay? And I love the fact that we have people from all over the world, because this is a unique opportunity. This is why I so much love Access, because it's just everywhere. You can't stop consciousness. And then finally, my idea of having more conscious millionaires on the planet will be actualized a little faster, because I'm very impatient, okay? So I would really love for you to join this Telegram chat. To please respect what it's for. I will put in my shares that I'm researching, that I'm buying, and just put in where you find the share and what you research. Just have it interactive. And remember, the more you share, the more people that buy a penny stock, the more movement we have, and then it will all go up. And if it goes down, at least we had fun, okay? Remember, an amount that you wouldn't even notice if you lost it, okay? Are we all clear? Do I get a hands up from everyone? Yes, I like that. Carol, you have a question.
Hi, David. Thank you for this call.
Hello.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Hey, I've got a nephew who deals on options and puts, and I just wondered, is that a completely different thing? Do you actually deal in that at all? I don't know anything about it.
I did options and puts, but this is very advanced. So
okay.
Once these peeps here have at least made, let's say, $250,000 each with our penny stocks, then we go into the advanced call where I will talk about the puts and the options. High risk,
okay.
super fun.
All right. Okay. It's not for me right now then. Okay.
Wait. Research it, okay? Research it. You just asked this question, but something is pinging you. So why don't you start kind of running ahead and Google it? Buy a book.
Okay.
Some of those dummies for puts and options and calls. Okay.
Okay.
Never allow anyone to stop it. Just because I said it's super complicated, it doesn't mean anything. It might be so boring for you that you don't even notice. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
So you have to update us on this thread about options.
I like the sound of the penny stocks to start with.
Okay. We have one more question. Honan, you're next.
Yeah, David, I wanted to ask you about gold.
Gold?
Because there are a lot of gold bonds which one can buy, and the price of the stock keeps increasing. What is your opinion about that?
Gold. I mean, gold is gold. If you like gold, go and buy gold coins, okay?
Not the stock.
gold is gold and stocks are stocks. Okay, just
No,
really.
no, I'm not talking about gold as gold. I'm talking about
Yes, and I'm telling you that bonds, that bonds about gold means that the people rearranging the bonds will make the money. Shares is having ownership in a company, and gold is not a company. Gold is a metal. It's something that you have physically have. So if you want to invest in gold, if you really want to make money, buy the jewels, buy the necklaces, buy the coins. These instruments exist, but this is kind of like secondhand because it's not directly. It's for those who are too lazy to buy the real gold. And those who buy the real gold will always make the money. All these bonds have incredible high overhead. You will make 8%, 10%, maybe 20%. But the 200 behind it goes to the management. So that's a very different topic. Bonds is not stocks, okay? Gold bonds are great. Just be aware, it's like a second hand with very high management fees above it. You'll never get all the profit. And it's easy. It's more like the secure side.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Thank you.
David, can I ask a question? I can't put my hand up because I'm a host.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, it doesn't allow me to do that. So I set up a trading account with my bank, Barclays, but I've discovered that they only list 5,000 instruments. So for instance, I checked under Apple and it doesn't come up with Apple. So is this the same with a lot of different?
Yes, and if you have an account with them, you have to call them and ask them to list it for you.
Oh,
a lot of these penny stocks, especially the ones, the lithium ones in Australia, the ones in Canada, the ones in Chile. The lithium Chile is actually listed on the Canadian stock market. So Elaine, you might want to take a look. It's not back down to 20 cents where I kind of missed the opportunity, but I think it's a little down now again. So if you have a broker account and you can't find your stock, you have to call them and ask them to list it.
Okay. Okay, great. So it is possible. It's just.
It is, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you for that.
And then we have Dimitris. Hello.
Yes, hi. I wanted to ask if you have any experience with other trading platforms. Like, for example, I receive a lot of advertising from eToro.
Well, what I personally like trading platforms where I myself sign up and I myself trade. Whenever these advertisings come, where then they offer you this, and I did sign up. I don't know. Follow your energy. For me, it's kind of annoying. They constantly call you and want to talk you into something, which doesn't give me choice. Okay, I'm using a trading platform to execute my choices. I don't need advice, especially from internet advertising. They just they have high fees. Look into it if it works for you. I rather go for the classical ones, my private banking. Okay, I pay really high fees, but when there is a mistake, when I want something like, hey, I can't find this stock in my portfolio, can you list it for me? They actually do it. And yes, I pay very high fees. When I showed my portfolio to a friend who is a day trader, he was, are you crazy? Why are you paying so many fees? I said, no, I buy service. Because if I can't sort it out, I call my private banker and they're on top of it. So I would go for a classical one, and I always go for the paying option. I'm looking for a paying option for Yahoo Finance, so I don't have this annoying advertising everywhere. I like to pay and be, I don't know, VIP client, because then I get what I want. On the stock market, you really have to be fast. If there is an advertising and you get a ping that would work for me, go for it, okay? Don't ever buy what I tell you here is true. If there's advertising, and hey, advertising is advertising. It doesn't mean that every advertising is a scam. Just go, would that work for me? Is that fun for me? And worst case, well, just try it out. And if it's not, well, close it down again.
Okay, thank you.
It has to be fun for you. It has to work for you. Remember my story with the Saxo Bank account. It was too complicated, so I sold all the shares I had there. I lost a big opportunity to make money. Still angry. So don't do what I did. Be smarter. Okay. Is there what is the name of the book? The book that the name is A Beginner's Guide to the Stock Market. I hope my amazing peeps took notes of what I said. We will send out in the follow-up email. I only have my tongue is hanging loose. I promise everything and then what did I say? We'll send out all these informations. And next follow-up, let's just meet for 30 minutes and let's interact in the Telegram chat. What I actually want to do for those of you need a kick in the ass to get started, we meet again in a week from now. Please allow yourself to take you beyond your comfort zone. Whatever is uncomfortable for you, talking to your banker, maybe you don't even have a bank account, open one. Okay, if you don't have a trading account, open one. And if you have troubles or want to share your story of change, next week will be the time for that. It will be a Monday because I'm doing body process classes Sunday, but we'll send it out. Let's keep going, okay? If that was really, if you were interested in listening to what I said, now it's time to take action. And yes, you can all sign up for this. This call will be open until Friday. Okay, so everybody who listens to the call and buys it until Friday, we all can all jump into the group. An email will go out if you have someone who would like to join. Oh, Kathy wasn't able. Damn it! I have so much more kind of good penny stocks. I'll write them to you and Kathy privately, and then share it in our Telegram group. That can really be fun, okay? And if you all allow the combined power we can be and awareness we can be to really change what needs to change and have the funds available to execute and institute those changes, well, let's give it a try. For me, it's super fun, and I hope for you too. And we have a last question here. Radhika, hello.
Hi, thank you for taking my question. So, the thing that you said, you asked the stock, will you go up or will you go down? So I get confused. I don't get a clear yes or a no. And you talked about knowing that you ask the energy.
Well, what you do when you're confused, you need to just buy it anyway, lose the money and get your awareness from that. $10, $100, start. That's the only way to practice light and heavy. Hey guys, I didn't come in with light, heavy. Oh yes, I paid my fees. I told you one story about Saxo Bank account. I didn't mention the other ones. They still hurt too much. I'm still traumatized. That's what I do, okay? Like all these penny stocks that when I shared my screen, that one penny stock that was at 0.00001. I'm going to buy 1 million stock right now, because 1 million of these penny stocks cost me $200. I'm so willing to lose it because I want to know what's going on with that. And even if it was a scam, the minute I lose all the money, I remember the moment I ignored my knowing. It's always like that. You know the moment you ignore your knowing, but you don't want to know because you're too much vested in the outcome. So lose it all and gain the awareness. Just play with an amount that's so irrelevant that you wouldn't even notice if you lost it. Please keep that in mind. Play with an amount that you wouldn't even notice if you lost it. Okay?
Hey, David, so someone sent me a private message, I think by mistake. Is it possible for someone to buy this call that's not part of Access and be a part of the group?
Oh, yes, of course. Just if they want to know what the clearing statement is, you might want to tell them, hey, he's doing this weird stuff. Check this out.
And we can also add the clearing statement, you know, the link in the reporting.
Yes.
So that
anyone can call. Just, you know, the clearing statement. It's great to just remove the limitations you have about everything on the stock market. Go for it. This is not just for Access. It's just easier with the tools, but this person will definitely find out. Well, guys, oh my God, why is 1.5 hours already over? And why can I only do this for 1.5 hours? Gosh, I should have followed my own knowing. So we open that group, we share our penny stocks, we meet next Monday. It will be Monday, 7 p.m. If it doesn't, I don't know, help me, my amazing gaggle. And I want to jump on you again. I want to hear your experience, and please consider this as a kick in your ass to get started. I might go through the Zoom and pick names and ask them, so did you open your account? How much did you do? How much did you research? You know, like in the good old times in school, when you were so scared, oh, I didn't do my homework. I hope he doesn't pick me. Let's use that energy to get you started, okay? If it's not fun, you can just come and say, you know what, I'd rather listen and watch. I don't really need this. Also, okay, you don't have to, okay? If it's fun and if there's any limitation you want to overcome, you could also just make a choice, push yourself over the comfort zone. So get your trading account together, be prepared, because we'll find some amazing penny stocks and have a lot of fun with it. Well, thank you, my dear friends. It was amazing. And thank you. I love the kick in the ass. Yeah, I like to kick asses. This is how I grew up. I always kicked myself, and not bad. I mean, I actually have the life that I really enjoy living now. So come and join me on my roller coaster of consciousness. I see you next week. I see you in a Telegram group. And until then, have fun, enjoy yourself. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye.